Welcome, all collectors, to another episode of Booomin Sports Cards, the podcast where the hobby stays hot and the card stays booming. I'm one of your hosts, Jason.
Hey, and I'm Alex, and today we'll be talking about the seller's playbooks on tips and tricks to moving cards and making money. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. So, selling cards is very important in the hobby. In this episode, we're going to focus more on our online selling because that's where you make the most money, to be honest, because that's where you get the max amount of comps, in my opinion. So, let's start right from the beginning. All right, Alex, let's say someone's trying to sell a brand new card. Where do they want to start when they start figuring that out? What a card's actually worth?
If you're brand new to like selling cards, the best place to check for the first time on your own is eBay. You look up the card and look up sold or complete items and see what the latest sale of that card is. If you don't know what the name of the card is, the other option you can do is take a picture, because eBay does have a feature where you take a picture of the card. They'll pull up something similar, and you could either take the similar name or look at the recent similar pictures of the card. But yeah, eBay is the first place to check where you want to check for the first time to see what sales are.
Definitely. Have you seen like that they're gonna like pretty much come out with like their own like comp section?
Yeah, I saw that. It's just
There's like a beta out right now. I haven't really paid attention to it. I haven't looked into it too much, but it sounds intriguing because yeah, that's where you first look at. You look at last sold, check the most recent prices, and that's like the best way to comp.
also when you look at the sales, always put the complete sales. Say if the card does sell, and the person does return the card, or like the sale gets refunded, that sale still shows up as like a recent sale. So look up complete sales first. That shows up also like different types of sales. BOB, best offer. So if somebody doesn't really pay for it, they'll show the best offer that was accepted. But yeah, always do the complete sales just in case you don't want those cards that got returned or refunded to show up. So it's always a good thing to do.
Yeah, and another thing is always cross-reference multiple sources because there's like apps out there like Market Movers, Card Ladder, 130 Point that don't always grab the most recent sales, and that can really affect you when you're trying to go up to someone and look at that card's sales, show them card sales, or even list your card online. So always cross-reference to get the most accurate information. You're better off doing the research than losing a couple of dollars.
Yeah, we gotta be like on it. You gotta be like not perfect, but informed, have the right price, so it doesn't seem like you're overpricing the card, underpricing the card. It's gonna help you out. It's gonna help the seller out overall. A great price. Information is gonna help sell the card much faster. The next thing we're gonna show up is price charting. Is a useful but delay on recent sales. I do not rely on it on current prices. For me, price charting is a no-go for me on recent prices, because it could have been like a price from a month ago and doesn't show like recent prices like 2 days ago. So yeah, price charting is a good way to start if you're not really comfortable using eBay, or eBay seems a little bit more complicated than it seems. But price charting is a good way to start, but I would not rely on it. Do not rely on price charting as your price charting or price app.
Yeah, price charting is one of those apps I use mostly just to track my collection. I wouldn't trust their sales because I remember looking for like a John Cena card that I have, and it's like maybe like a $3 or $4 card, and the listing was like the price was like $50. I'm like, there's no way. So like they probably mixed up like the ones that were like numbered or like different like parallels of it. So there is mistakes in these apps, so you gotta pay attention to that because next thing you know, you're gonna have a card sitting there and no one's gonna buy that card. Just gonna look right over it because of that ridiculous price that you saw.
Yeah, they'll look up a recent price with the other apps we mentioned, that Jason mentioned, and they'll be like, "This card's overpriced." I'm not gonna even bat an eye at it. So, and sometimes people don't even tell you; they just move on.
And also keep in mind, like, how do you want to sell this card? Like, do you want to sell it immediately, or do you want to play like the long game? Do you want to wait for that right price? Obviously, you don't want that card to sit there forever. But if it's like a $45 card and you want to sell it for like maybe like 55 because you know those fees, just make sure realize what your goal with that card is. Sell immediately or play the long game.
Also, we have a fun fact: if price charting shows a PSA 10 value, but the card has never been sold in a PSA 10, that's not a real number. The app uses a method called extrapolation. It's basically making an educated guess using raw sales data and grade ratios from similar cards. Useful as a reference, never priced never a price to list from. So it's something to just use your base on. But overall, if the player is a good player and they don't have any PSA 10s, you can set your own price. It's just like a base that you look from.
That's interesting. Yeah, I never heard of that. But yeah, when you try to like sell these cards, keep in mind what do you do? Like personally, I feel like the average seller just filters through the app and tries to find the lowest price possible for that card. So keep in mind if you want to sell it quick, have like the best price or one that's like very appealing. So yeah, always make sure to price comp and realize what the goal is, to sell immediately or to play the long game. So now let's move on to photographs. The main thing you focus on is the card. That's what you're selling. So you
Yeah.
want to have the most beautiful picture available. You don't want something that's super blurry, something that's hard to figure out if that's actually a card. So like for silvers, sometimes you don't know if it's a base or an actual silver because the dude's photography is so bad. So always make sure to have great photography for your cards.
Jason is lying about that. That's how people mostly get scammed out of their silver cards. Sometimes they'll only put like one picture of the card and then they'll like somehow edit into like a rainbow version of it, making it seem it's like a silver. But do not fall for that. Remember to double check the card, and if they do have more than one photos, I think the seller it's good to trust the seller if they have more than one photo. But yeah, don't go off one photo. But yeah, always have multiple photos of the card.
Yeah, shoot different angles, front, back, corner. Mostly those are for like the most expensive cards. Obviously, if you're selling like I don't know, like a $5, $10 card, just a front and a back picture would do wonders. Yeah, just have good lighting, no bad photos. That's the main thing because that makes me not want to buy the card. That makes me want to look for other listings. And if you're trying to sell that card quickly, that's does nothing for you.
It does hurt you. For example, having bad photos on Colex that makes you seem that you're not really there. It means that it seems like you're not really that professional. It seems that you're not really interested in selling the card as fast as you can. It just looks. If you have a bad picture, Jason, would you want to buy a card of like somebody has a close-up picture and looks grainy? Do you think you want to buy that card from them?
Nope. Like today, I was looking for some cards, and there was one for like $6. The picture was really bad, and I was like, for peace of mind, I would go up maybe like $3 or $4 just to make sure I have the correct card, have the card in good condition. So yeah, so no, obviously if you're making this like if you're trying to make this a business, invest in a scanner or something professional. But for an average seller, of a well lit picture with your phone does wonders and helps you sell that card quickly.
Yes, and that's gonna definitely help you out. One of the biggest things that I recommend for the next tip is that always be honest with the seller and always be honest with yourself. Uh, do not hide the fact that the card's damaged or Photoshop it or do anything that alter the picture of the card. If you sell a card that has been damaged and it seems like the buyer bought a brand new card, your feedback score and your reputation will take a hit. Just be honest. You still can get a certain amount of money for the card, but you might have to take some off because of the damage. Let's not lie, everybody.
Definitely. So Alex, you've done the most selling out of both of us. You've sold on multiple platforms. So tell us about the fees. How does that affect us sellers?
It's tough. It's real tough. eBay is like the tax man on everything. If you want something pushed fast, you're gonna have to be. There's a feature on eBay. It's called promote listing feature. So you have a certain amount of percentage taken out of your profits. It goes up from 13% to 100. The more you put in, the more the fee will taken out of your card. It does work if you really want to sell that card. Don't expect a large amount of money coming back to you at the end of it. Because you're gonna be like, oh, I sold this card for $500. You're gonna end up getting $300. You're like, where did the other $200 go? Fees from promoted listings, eBay fees, sales fees, shipping label. Do not expect that at all. Jason, I know you just sold your Jack Coglione All Kings. How'd you feel about that? Did it hurt with the fees?
Yeah, it hurt, but definitely not promoting it was the way because I was patient and it sold organically. I didn't have to pay those extra fees for having them promote. People saw my card. People watched my card, put it on their watch list. So yeah, I agree. Having eBay promote your card, it just takes away from your earnings. So yeah, just make sure you have a nice listing, and I think it'll sell organically if it's a good card. But yeah, those fees they can get you. They took around like maybe like $100 off off my listing.
Which does hurt. And eBay promotion wasn't always a thing, Jason. In the last maybe 5 years, I think it's been a thing. I don't remember being eBay promotions being like a thing over the last 5 years. I don't remember it popping up. I think it's brand new still. But overall, if you really want to push that card, use it. But I recommend most recommend is good pictures, keywords that are like attractive, like Pop 1, Pop PSA 10, Gem Mint, anything that's gonna stand out and help the algorithm sell that, like push that card out through eBay. The only thing I'm gonna give you advice on is if the player isn't that good, don't expect the card to be pushed out that hard. Matt Chapman.
There's also things like eBay fees calculators. I don't know how accurate they are, but they can give you a good idea of how much you'll get back. I looked it up. eBay generally charges 13.25% off like the total sale amount.
Yes.
Um, and then, but so yeah, eBay's like the main guy you want to sell your cards on, right? Because that's like the biggest platform for cards. But there's also like consignments like ComC. They charge a bunch of fees. So there's like 5% transaction fees, 10% cash out fees, storage fees. So just make sure check out what makes sense for you. If it's a lot of cards, yeah, maybe send to consignment. Or if it's one of those big giant cards that you don't feel comfortable you selling it by yourself, send it there. But if it's your average card, I would say go eBay. There's also Colex. I know you have a lot of experience in Colex. What's your experience with them?
Man, the fees on there are not that bad. It's 10% of whatever you make. Also, it's the ship. Well, the buyer pays the shipping, but they have like they make it easier for shipping for you. Say if you want to do free shipping, you pay the shipping out of the fee that how much you paid for the card. Like say what the buyer pays for, and they give you the money. They take a certain amount of out of the the money. They give you a label. Also, you could also just go on your own and purchase a label. But overall, the fees for Colex is not that bad, and it's 10% of each profit. And then if you want your money, there is a limit. I think it's a cash out limit. I forgot what I have to check. But things like it has to be like over $10 or something to be cashed out. And then no, sorry, it is not $10. It has they'll take $2 out of your whatever money you have in your account as a transaction fee. So 10% plus it's $2. Yeah, that's how much the Colex takes out, which isn't bad versus eBay and ComC.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw there's a new like membership they have. It's like a gold membership.
Yeah, I saw the other day. It looks...
that now takes 8% off for transaction fees and waives all like withdrawal fees. So there's memberships out there that like gives you the better deal. Obviously you got to pay, like the gold membership's like $25. But just make sure, keep an eye on what are you selling, what makes sense for you. So now let's move on to shipping, Alex. These buyers need to get their cards, you know. We're not gonna keep the cards away from them. So yeah, shipping is very important. You gotta make sure you have a good reputation with shipping, because you'll get bad reviews that like, oh, this guy sent it in just an envelope with no protection, it damaged my card, or this card came really late. So always protect your cards. Top loaders, team bags, bubble mailers. Just make sure you send out the card like you want to receive the card. That's my big thing.
Jason's right. Jason, didn't you recently get a card without a sleeve with it?
Yeah, I was like, it's penny sleeves. I mean, you can get 100 for like $1. Like, you couldn't use a sleeve. Like, yeah, it was in a top loader, but like that's not the point. That still can fly out. It didn't even have tape on it. Like, it can fly out in transportation. Like, transportation's crazy. They just throw your packages away all around. So yeah, that kind of ticked me off.
That leaves a bad reputation with you. Means you didn't really care about the buyer, and even though you have nice cards to sell, they'll think about like, I don't really want to buy cards from this guy if he's gonna like send me like in a crappy way. So yeah, the first step is to get buyers back for you. And the future is reputation, and more reputation is shipping. Yeah, take care of the card. They spent money to buy a card from you, and it doesn't matter what amount they paid. If it's $1, take care of it. If it's $10, take care of it. All cards matter. People matter because they paid for the card.
Yeah, don't cheap out. Use a good amount of tape, because these packages are in the rain, in transit, just thrown around. So for even like high value cards, like one of the things you emphasized to me was to add insurance, because you don't know where this card's going to end up. in the next couple of days. It can be, I don't know, in Florida, but has to go to California somehow. It got moved all the way through there. So just make sure, yeah, adding insurance for high value cards. You don't want to have that transaction fall, and then you end up with nothing, and it's somewhere around there in UPS mail all over the place. So yeah, insurance.
Yeah, add insurance because you don't know if the card comes back damaged. They have to refund you, or not refund you, give you the card back and refund them, but you still get your money back. Overall, everybody still is like secured. Overall, some people still get taken care of. On to the last one for shipping. Offering free shipping gives you a higher chance of selling your card. It does. Jason, when you buy a card, are you not willing to buy a card from somebody that's gonna charge you $5 for shipping or free shipping?
I will not pay $5 shipping on just one card. That's my thing. um, yeah, free shipping, that's more appealing to me because you wanna like be as close as to that end price that you look at the item as possible. So free shipping is just the cream of the crop. That's the thing you want because you don't want to be charged another extra $5 when the card's like $1 or $2. So yeah, that's one of the things I keep an eye out. Like sometimes I do like buy now just to make sure I'm not charged that $5. If it's like $1, like yeah, let's do the deal. But yeah,
Let's do the deal. And then sometimes people don't even like even negotiate. If they find out that card's $5 and then they find out the shipping's free, they just buy the card up front. I'm like, I'm not wasting any more money. This guy's helping me out. Yeah, they're probably gonna buy more cards from you from the future or at the current time. Like, yeah, this guy's selling $10 cards for free shipping. I'm gonna buy all the cards he has or more, some of the cards I like. So yeah,
definitely that's appealing. Another thing is, so there's cards of all value. Generally, $20 less than $20 cards are okay to put in white envelopes. Obviously protected, like you can use like some not ding defenders, but like you can package it very well in like those plain white cases. Anything above $20, that's when you should use a bubble mailer, have better tracking, use those ding defenders, use any like bubble wrap. Usually the bubble mailers have them, it's bubble mailers. But yeah, that's the general rule. Just the cheaper cards are okay to go in envelopes, and your higher end cards, make sure to have them in bubble mailers.
he is right. And there's various ways to get like for us right now for envelopes, we have these called card kites. You can get them off Amazon. They're not in store, but look up card kites on Amazon. They come with brown envelopes and a protector for the envelopes. You can put a card in there and top loader, put them in. Boom, you have triple protection and an envelope. Doesn't weigh more than it's supposed to be. You're good to go. And if you don't really have time to go wait for Amazon to get you your your stuff, go to Walmart, Target. They do sell bubble mailers and like kits. Like they have little kits at Walmart that will help you sell some stuff. So remember, always protect your card.
So Alex, where do we sell these cards? There's so many platforms out there. What is your main two? What do you recommend the listener?
We don't limit ourselves. If you really want to push a card out, Jason, you're gonna have to put it everywhere. Everybody has everywhere, Jason. The best way to like get rid of a card, say if you don't really like it as much, but it's still valuable. Matt Chapman is eBay. eBay is one that like great place to sell cards. It's like a highway of just like of items everywhere. Not cards are sold on there. Everything from like car parts to antiques, furniture, everything is on there. Somebody's gonna look some keywords up of like Matt Chapman, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, I want this Matt Chapman card." Boom. But that's like it's an expressway of selling. They've got Colex. It's a little low keyer, but the fees are a little bit less. But the traffic is a little bit less also. ComC, I have not sold on ComC. I know that ComC is like another marketplace to sell cards, but I don't know much about it though. Do you know anything about ComC?
I just heard it's a consignment. You send like a bulk amount of cards, and then they store it for you and they ship it to them. It's like kind of like the eBay vault, but it's more towards like the lower end cards. You can sell like dollar cards, so it's more like them hold the cards. They sell it for you.
Oh, I didn't know.
Without like you worrying about shipping and like stuff like that. But obviously, like I mentioned earlier, they charge that holding fee, the transaction fees. They charge a lot more fees because they're the ones selling it, pretty much.
Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace is okay. I preferably wouldn't recommend Facebook marketing.
There's less.
Yes, there we go. Jason hit it on top of the nail. Yes, there is less buyer's forgiveness. That's the word, right? Like less security or less help when you sell stuff on Marketplace. People in the past have been scammed on Facebook Marketplace. If you look up scams, one of the recent ones is this guy had bought a PSA 10 Pokemon card for like $500, only to find out that the card is fake and the PSA 10 is fake also. Remember, if you're gonna go buy cards in person or overall, check the PSA's certification number to check if it's real.
That's so scary. Yeah, there's so many fakes out there that you want to have that backup. Because you can go through eBay and be like, oh, this guy sent me this fake. I need my money back.
eBay has their own authentication thing. So, like, if you sell a $500, it's going to be sent to eBay. They get checked out. So, that's a good thing about it.
I mean, even low-end cards, you can probably dispute it somehow. That's another big thing, too. They have, like, customer service. Facebook, you're doing one-on-one interactions. You have no back. The dude just blocks you, and that's the end of the story.
And the other thing is, with the Facebook thing, if you do meet somebody in person or online, you gotta be careful. Instagram, I have not sold anything on Instagram.
I'm always hesitant on that. I don't know. I've heard like stories. One of my buddies sold like Funkos through Instagram, and like the guy ghosted him for like months. He's like, "Oh, my grandma was sick." I don't know this guy's story. I don't know where this guy is. I sent him like this guy sent him like $300 for a whole lot of Funkos. So there's always that risk of the dude ghosting you, just cutting complete communication, and then you not being able to get your money back, because sometimes they go through like Zelle or these platforms that they don't give any like security for the buyer. So it's tricky. Instagram is tricky. There's a lot of good sellers out there, but you just got to make sure you pick out the bad ones out of the bunch.
Yeah, and the last one is local card shows. Easy, it's in person. You can check the comps. Person's right in front of you. They do either do cash, Zelle, whatever. Before I forget to mention, Jason, remember that time somebody wanted you to pay for a card through PayPal? It was a Drake May, I think, patch.
Oh,
order.
yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and,
yeah, let me tell a story. So I went on eBay. I was looking through, it was a Drake May and Caleb Williams like booklet.
Drake May.
I should have bought that card. Probably wouldn't got scammed, but
Yeah.
so the story was like, yeah, I bought the card. I mean, I was looking at the card, and I was just the guy. It's like, hey, what would you do? I think it was going for, it's like 400. I was like, what do you do, like 350? And he's like, check your DMs on Instagram. I'm like, what? That's very random. I'm like, I didn't get anything. So we eventually got contacted through Instagram, which is kind of weird to begin with. And then he's like, "Oh, what do you send it through? Was it PayPal? It was PayPal, right?"
It was PayPal.
Yeah, he just didn't want to do the
The
one where you
fees.
get protection. What's that?
It's the consumer one, and he wanted to do the family friends one, where it doesn't
Yeah.
have any protection on it.
So that threw me off right away because I don't know the guy. It's a big transaction in my eyes. I don't buy cards like that. So I was like, okay, I gotta walk away from this. I don't want to get scammed. I don't know this guy. I don't want to play that get that
And the
risk.
funny thing out of the message was that I remember you screenshotted me was that I'll video record myself putting it in the box. I'm like, who the fuck says that?
What is this? It's a day in the life of you sending my card. Yeah, like I don't. It's like, oh, I can FaceTime you. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah, just be cautious who you buy from, because you don't want to get scammed.
Just remember, if you're listed on multiple platforms at once, put the card everywhere. The second it sells, you don't have to double the sales.
I hate that. I hate when I try to buy a card on Collects and it's like, oh, I sold them months ago on Facebook. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Okay,
I hate the fact that they'll
be
let
better.
go. Like, yeah, I'll sold it, and I'm like, why is it still up?
Yeah, so in my opinion, for selling, if you want to get as closest to the full comp, sell online. You can probably get that full comp you want. Obviously, there can be higher prices, higher fees. I mean, there's also card shops. I wouldn't recommend card shops in my opinion. They'll
Yes.
probably pay between 50 to 70% of the card market, because obviously they gotta make money. Then you also got like vendors in your local shops, vendors in your local shows. They're probably offer like 60 to 80%. So it's maybe more desirable because you get a higher end of that percentage and you don't have to pay those fees. So just recognize where do you want to go with your card.
Yes. A note just to end on that note. Make a relationship with a vendor or a card seller and you will have better fees. Most vendors that do spy cards off you are horrible. So always make a friend who buys cards. On to the actual listing titles, keywords, timing. Is there a right way to a listing to get more eyes on your card? Yes. Keywords are the best for your cards and timing. Jason, who is the hottest player right now?
Hottest player, it's gotta be Shohei. Shohei's liquid right now. He's the player you want in every collection.
Yes, Shohei, Roman Anthony, Aaron Judge, anybody that's been performing well now. That's the timing. I said Aaron Judge, but he just choked at the World Cups.
He's still a big player. He's still like a 2-time back-to-back MVP.
Yeah, yes. But yes, if you really want to sell a card, it has to be during a time that either is performing well, before the season, say in the playoffs. What's it called? When would you sell a card, Jason? Say if you have a card, when is the best time for that card to be sold?
The off season of that's when you get the lowest amount for that card, obviously, because there's no hype around it, there's no games. And then like peak, like the middle of the season, that's pretty much peak sales. But it's weird, like that Jack Caglione All Kings card. I sold it pretty much maybe like 2 weeks after I got the card, and I probably undersold my card. It's probably less money than I wanted, like than what it's worth right now. Right now it's worth, I don't know, like I think it's like 1,000 something. I sold it for like 870. Okay, it's a big
That's
big
still a
chunk.
lot, though.
It's still a lot, but like the market's unpredictable, so it's very tricky when to sell that card. You just gotta like eyeball it. If that player is doing really good, like Bam Adebayo, that man had 83 points. You have to sell your cards immediately and update your inventory. Like make sure those prices are up if the player's up. Obviously, you want the most money possible, so always keep eye on that.
With the Bam Adebayo stuff, yeah, everybody sold. Man, if you would have saw that day, Jason, on Colex, everything was gone. His rookie cards, everything sold within like 2 minutes ago. But currently now, his card market went up for maybe a day or two, and now it's back like lower than like people don't really want it anymore. Because how do I say, he's a okay player. He just had a moment in history where he outscored Kobe in the most points in the game. So that's the only thing that card his card market will have. It's just that moment. But overall, his card market's not that impressive.
And make sure your listing has like the details in the description. Include condition, then if it's numbered, if it's a lot, if it has duplicates, any other information to make your listing as accurate as possible, because you don't want the customer to be surprised when you get the item and then they leave a bad review, they ask for a refund. Just accuracy is very important, because just think what you would want. Also look at other sellers' listings that rival your listing. So if it's the same card, make sure it looks similar to theirs. Obviously, if they have other words that you would rather use, just keep an eye on the market of that card in general.
What do you call it? With when Jason's telling you about adding the details in the description, saying how the card condition is, it does save you in the future. Say if the buyer does say, this card is messed up or anything, or it's like not really near mint, and they go back to the listing, they be able to go back to your listing, see the description, the conditioning. And if you have the right conditioning and like description saying the card is not that good, that will save you from a bad buyer reputation, like a review, and you're gonna be saved from a bad review.
And there's also like so many categories, like when you list an item, like who is the player, what team is the player. Make sure those are filled out correctly. I remember seeing an Instagram post where the guy's like, "Oh, all right, this card, I can't put PSA 10 on it," and then you see like the categories they have on there. They have like a different player, like named on there, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
but yeah,
right
just keep
keywords.
just make sure all that card's looking good. Look at every detail. Take your time listing these cards. Let's talk about customer service, Alex. What's the best advice you have for someone that sells a card? Like, how do you deal with these customers?
So one, always be polite. You don't want to come off rude. Be fair. Let's not like lowball anybody, and be like, oh, you want these cards for $10, and these are usually like 16. I'll give you for 13, and instead of being like a dick and be like, I want these at 6. Let's negotiate, guys. Let's be friendly. Let's try to make a deal. And then communication is key, Jason. When I sell cards on Colex, I like sending pictures of me putting it in the mailbox or me wrapping the card up, showing them that, hey, this card's going out today, and here's a video of me putting in the mailbox. Thanks for buying the card. And people do appreciate that overall.
Yeah, I mean, even sending a thank you for your purchase message goes a long way. It makes a transaction friendly, and a little less transactional. I would say it's transactional, but more friendly in general. What I love when I buy cards is sometimes they give you like a random lower on card. That also makes you feel better about your purchase and actually makes you go out your way and put that review. They treat you politely and gives you extra stuff. You want to have them feel like they did a good job. So leaving good feedback from good interaction is very important.
Not recently. There's two instances of great customer service I received. One was during Christmas time. I had bought a lot of Luz Angel Acuna cards, and I opened the package. There we go. And then one of the cards was covered with like a little note saying "Merry Christmas, God bless you. I wanted to give you this card. Merry Christmas." And I opened it up, and it's a Luz Angel Acuna on card auto on his rookie card for free.
That's awesome.
And I was so appreciative because I wanted to buy one, but I was appreciative enough to be like go give a good review and to go message the seller on eBay saying thank you so much. I hope you God bless you, blah blah blah. This means the world to me. And then the other instance is that with the communication is that the seller had two people who bought two Cubs players. I bought Kevin Alcantara and the other guy had bought Moses. How do you say that guy's name? Ballesteros. And he had mixed cards up. So he asked us, hey, when you guys get the cards, can you send it back to each other? I'll guys give you guys the labels. He did give us labels. And after that, when I bought more cards from him, he gave me a thank you saying, here's for the hassle of trying those cards. He gave me a 99 out of 99 Kevin Alcantara rookie card, and I was really grateful for that. He gave me like a bunch too, so that was good. That's great customer service in my opinion.
Definitely. Yeah, fixing problems right away before it escalates to anything is the best way to deal with buyers. Communication is key. Pack everything well. If you do all of that, you get a happy buyer, good feedback, and they will come back for more cards in the future. Now let's do the seller's mindset. Keep in mind, that's where you came to this episode, right? You want to sell these cards.
Yeah.
Don't be married to the cards. Sell at the right price. Just make sure, know what you profit, what you want on that card. Don't be greedy, waiting for the perfect offer. Just make sure that you have that seller's mindset going into eBay, collects, all these different platforms.
Yeah, don't. I know that cards do have more value, sentiment value. But you're here not to have sentiment value for the card. You're here to make some money off those cards. Personally, the best way to sell cards that you don't really want are to figure out what do you want for the PC versus what you don't want for the PC. Separate those, and visually, you just have to sit down and be like, okay, do I really want to keep this card? It's valued really well right now, and I don't know if this guy's gonna do well in the next year. Always, profit is profit. Let's not be waiting for a better offer or like a better time for the card to go up.
Yeah, just have that seller's mindset. Not every card's a winner. Cut your losses on slower moving products before it drops further, you know? You don't want to sit on that card forever. Reinvest when you have profit. If you really want to make this a business, reinvest, keep flipping cards, and just keep that seller's mindset at all times. So Alex, you've done this the most for selling cards on all these platforms. What is like taxes and like recording your sales? How does that work?
So, say if you sort of sell a certain amount on eBay, Colex, anywhere technically, you're making like a certain amount of profit. It's more income to your taxes. I think Illinois has a different tax bracket. I think it's after like 600 or 1,000. I don't remember what, but some different tax brackets that if you're a different state, you might have a different tax bracket. You can always check yourself. I think over here it's $1,000 for Illinois. They'll send you a 1099 form. It's like a contractor form for eBay. They'll just show you how much you made in the last 12 months of the year. You can add that to your taxes, fill it out, be honest with everything, and then try to keep a track of everything. So every receipt counts. How much money you spent this year getting that card. So like there is a thing called inventory. So how much you spend on inventory to get those cards. So yeah, just remember to keep track of everything: expenses, sleeves, top loaders, binders, products, PSA gradings, fees, all that. Remember to keep track of everything. It will save you in the future because that does bring down the taxes on your eBay. So you won't owe as much. Just remember to keep everything. And then don't lie. Don't lie on your taxes.
Always lie. I mean, don't.
Don't
Yeah, use apps like Excel, Google Sheets, even a notebook. Just be consistent. I've seen a lot of people just take pictures of their like interactions, like in person. Like I know if you go to shows, there's always people like, oh, can I take a picture of the transaction? Take the picture of the card and like the money right next to it. Sure, sometimes that's a flex to put on Instagram, but that's also gives you some sort of record of that sale. And later on, you can put it on a Google sheet or whatever you store that information. But just keep an eye on that, how much you sell, how much you invest into your business, any materials. Yeah, that gives you a good record, and you don't want the IRS or like someone else to knock at your door. And next thing you know it, you are not collecting cards and you're in prison.
Yeah, you'll get audited for false numbers. And
Yeah, no.
the thing what Jason said about the pictures, that the reason is that most shops send their guys to go buy cards. So one is to keep records for how much card they pay for the card, and also it just shows how much money the person actually went to go buy for the card. So that's why the people do pictures. It's just the accountability for their people, and then taxes also.
All right, though that's all the tips we got. We got some bonus tips for y'all. One of the things that I like to do, I'm on a lot of like Facebook groups. There's like people can vouch for you. Like there's groups where you can sell your cards, and if you have that good reputation on that group, people will vouch for you when you sell a card. So there's definitely so many avenues for you to sell cards. Just make sure you don't get scammed. Make sure there's people who vouch for the seller on platforms like eBay. Look at their reviews. Look at how many stars they have, any reviews on their profile. Yeah, so there's multiple platforms out there. So just keep an eye on where do you want to sell that card. You got
Uh,
anything for us, Alex?
yeah, I was gonna comment on the community thing. Jason is right. This is a community-based thing. Word does travel. If you are a scumbag, you'll be known by the community. Reddit forums, book, anywhere that's like a community-based thing. If your name is mentioned somewhere, they will know, and then it'll be harder for you to buy cards. One more thing is for scams. Watch out for scams as a seller. Right now, people have been altering pictures of the cards they receive, saying their item is either broken or like they never received it. Or the thing right now is that people are saying that they're using ChatGPT to mess up their images of the card so they can get a refund. Um, but no, let's be careful. And then there's like a shipping thing that people try to like scam off. Recently, not recently, but when I started off, I sent out a card of this guy from the freaking Ravens, that like this quarterback. I forgot his name.
Joe Flacco,
Devin something.
the quarterback.
Devin Leary. Yeah, there we go.
Or nothing. Old guy.
Yeah, that guy's garbage. He was a rookie, and he was a backup to this guy. I had his RPA. Sold it for like $15. Guy got it in the mail. Sent me like a freaking ransom. Like, it was ransoming me. He's like, if you don't give me my money back, I'm gonna go to each community saying that you made me. Like, the thing is, like, he got his mail back, and I guess he was trying to like, he got like charged an extra $10 or like for shipping, because I guess it was overweight. And I'm like, I don't think that's true. And I looked it up. It's not true. They would send the card back to me and tell
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
I was like, what the hell? But yeah,
That's crazy.
he wanted me to refund him the money, and he threatened me, and I had to show the messages to eBay, because he left a nasty review on my eBay reviews. But eBay goes so far to the point where they take off the bad review, but they don't take the negative off. So like, if you go through my eBay reviews, you'll see like a bunch of green and one negative.
That's
But yeah,
awful.
remember, keep those messages on you. People do try to scam, and then that's one of the scams. Remember, yeah, the thing he was doing was like, yeah, I'm gonna hold you hostage until you give me back my money. I'm like, Jesus Christ, bro, it's just 15.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So that's our list of tips for you to sell cards. Obviously, if you have more stuff, just reach out to us or someone who's been in the hobby for a long time. They can direct you the right way and have a successful selling business overall. Now let's move on to our Collector's Corner segment of this podcast. So there's so many players. We're about to hit baseball right now.
Big
So what players are you looking at, Alex? I probably think you probably have some baseball guys in there in your list.
So I picked up some Roman Anthony because picked up the most affordable cards I could get. So like the Diamante, the Sand Glitter, and then the little silver pack. just to have it because like if you look at Shohei and Aaron Judge cards, a freaking hollow foil of his Aaron Judge rookie card is $90 by itself,
Hmm.
and it grades like $500 10. So yeah, right there, grabbing that, have something nice. Let
Yeah,
me see
like
what.
those players,
Yeah,
if you think they're generational, buy as soon as possible because they will eventually go all the way up. Yeah, you can see Shohei is the judge of it. If you would have bought him when he was on the Angels, it's a 9 day difference on those prices when now he's in the Dodgers.
yeah. It's Roman Anthony. I lost a bid for his image variation with the yellow jersey. That sucked. Freaking, I bid it last second. Somebody sniped me. But I've been looking at like lots. You know, like Roman Anthony lots. People sell like a bunch of like his singles, like a variation, not variations, like just a bunch of his cards. I'm thinking people are loading up on his cards because they think he's gonna be the next big thing, and like his base card's gonna be like a fortune in the future, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that. Anyone else outside of baseball?
Let me see. That's, if I go through my eBay watch list, Roman Anthony, Roman Anthony, Roman Anthony. Oh, Luca. I was trying to bid for a Luca card, but I got outbid. It was a PSA 9 Luca Shock rookie card for Donruss Optic. It went. I had it at $50, and I was gonna win. An hour later, it went up to $100, then 125, and I was like, "Fuck."
Walk away.
And then yeah, that's one of the things I really wanted, but I'll eventually have it. But that's the FOMO for me because Luke is doing crazy. He just got divorced, so he's going crazy.
Divorce lore.
um,
Yeah, he's going nuts.
Divorce lore, and then Wemby looking at his cards. Then baseball. Already talked about baseball. Man, so many cards to look at because so many things you want and so little money and yeah. It's Colex. Let me see what Colex has. Jonah Tong, yeah, Jonah been looking at getting Jonah Tong for the Mets pitcher. His cards are pretty cheap, even though he's a great player. And yeah, I'm looking at his cards too. W card. What about you?
Let's start with baseball because we're right there. So I am looking at Colson Montgomery. He's probably the best White Sox player heading into the season right now. So I believe his cards will go up because he's gonna have a great season. I'm looking at his autos. I think they're like around like 25 to like 30 for a tops one.
It's not bad.
From this like newest series one. So I was thinking about picking up one of those guys eventually. Also some prospects. Leo DeVries had a
Yeah, he's really
fantastic
good.
spring training. He is a fourth ranked prospect on the A's. Had a homer and like a very nice defensive play where he like stopped the run at reaching home base. So he's doing pretty good. Another guy, JJ Witherholt. So he is the fourth. No, I think he's like the sixth ranked prospect.
Mm.
He made the opening roster of the St. Louis Cardinals. So I think he's gonna do really good. St. Louis don't have much going on, so he might be that guy for them. So I'm hyped about him. So I'm looking at his first Bowman. So probably pick that up soon. As for other sports, LeBron and Kobe, just two guys when you think about
LeBron.
basketball. Yeah, right. LeBron. When you think about basketball, they're like top of your list. I recently bought a LeBron rookie Fleer for like $85 when it's selling for 120.
That's even better.
So it's a really nice card. It's a rookie card. LeBron, I feel like that's that player that's gonna eventually sell for way more when he retires. So yeah, a lot of like I'm all over the place from prospects to like the goats, you know?
Yeah, the LeBron pick, man, I really get into LeBron. Because I think my thing for him is that if he does retire this year, I'm gonna be screwed on cards because I won't be having one, and
Yeah.
he might be like the next like Michael Jordan card, like it's over 100 grand.
Yeah, I've been buying. I have like at least like 4 good LeBron cards that I invested in. So now let's move to experiences. So we both opened Topps Heritage
Yes,
hobby
sir.
boxes. So that's like the big like release that recently happened. Obviously, these cards are very distinct from Series One. They are pretty much throwback cards. They have like that old design of the players' cards. A lot of numbered cards. We got some really good pulls, both of us. I got a Jack Caglione rookie on card auto. It was his blue ink. I wish it was his red ink because that would have been worth so much more.
Red ink and he would have been numbered, man. That would have been crazy.
Yeah, if it was numbered. But that's a decent like $300 card right there. It was at the first pack too. It came with like another card that was like out of 50. The rest of the box was nothing special, but that card alone made me profit off that box. So I was pretty happy with that. What's your experiences with them hobby boxes?
Unfortunately, I wasn't as good as Jason. Just Jason gets all the luck.
2 for 2 on Hobby Boxes, chat.
Yes, he is 2 for 2. And I already told Jason next time he buys a box from Tops, I will give him money and he'll buy me a box too. You gotta tell Tops it's for both of you, right? So they can give you both case hits. The first box didn't get Jack. Kind of disappointed, and what do you call it? A bunch of base cards, and overall, box comes with 8 chromes. I think 8 spackle blue on 8 like 3 inserts and 8 SPs. But SPs are just like low numbered cards prints, so nothing special. So they're just variation of cards that are like have low prints. So like not every box is gonna have that same card. But today, as I get my second box, first couple cards I do get is 1 out of 77. Sal Freelick. Jason says he doesn't know who that is, so that did kind of hurt. Spencer Strider out of 99. Jason said also he doesn't know who that is. That even hurt even more.
I'm a little of a casual though. Like, baseball's not my main sport.
What is your main sport, Jason? Football. Yeah, it is. And then my big hit, which I was kind of glad I got, because because I had bought my dad a box because I owed him money for my PSA order for Michael Flag. So I bought him a box, and we were opening it together, and he's like, "Oh, you got Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, on-card auto, Reggie Jackson from the Yankees," and it looks great. He had to look it up. It is a real one auto, something like that. But it means that he, I guess, signed it himself, and he held the card.
That's a nice auto though. Like it's not like one of those just chicken scratch ones. Like those not 80s 90s players, they really pay good attention to their autos.
I think what my dad was trying to tell me was that this card is from his time, this guy's time. That's, I guess, a real one auto just means it's, well, I don't know what it means. It's just a real one auto. My dad was telling me this card's super old, and we looked at the price. It's sold for $250 and $200. So we're gonna get it graded. Overall, auto looks great. Card looks in great shape. We'll put it up on I'll make a post on TikTok, and I'll put it on Instagram too of the hits for this week. But yeah, overall, I had a great time opening these up. Out of 2 boxes, it was a bit expensive. I paid $119 for the box from Lids. Lids tends to have a cheaper hobby boxes because they are owned by Fanatics, and Fanatics is owned by Tops. Or I don't know if it's the other way around, but is it Fanatics owns Tops?
Yeah, Fanatics owns Tops.
Oh yeah, Fanatics is the big boogeyman that controls everything. Tom Brady's there, guys. Tom Brady is controlling everything.
Shout out Tom.
Shout out Tom. Tom, thanks for the card. But yeah, no, isn't that Michael Rubin?
Yeah, Michael Rubin. Just thanks, Tom's involved with Fanatics. They're pretty much like they're boyfriends, him and Michael Rubin. But that's besides the point. But I love you, Tom. So
we love Tom. How do you feel about it? Besides getting the auto, like overall.
That was an okay product. I feel like if I didn't get that auto, it would have been a complete dud. Like I opened blaster box today. It was on sale, $20 because it's opening day. Got nothing. I got a Chris Bryant. I'm like, what, Chris Bryant? I love you on the Cubs, but like, we're past 2016. So yeah, the cards are okay. I like the blue. I think like the blaster had like pink ones, the speckle cards, whatever they're called. But yeah, I thought it was an okay product overall.
I think the thing I've been seeing. Did you get any Roman Anthony base cards?
I did not.
What's weird?
The only rookies I got was Mizorowski, like good ones, Mizorowski, and I got a Bubble Chandler. Off this other box, the blaster.
That's the weird thing, and I already checked. It's not a short print. It's a regular base card, but his card is like... My dad has opened 3 boxes. He hasn't got one. I've opened 2 boxes, and I still haven't got one. And then... But the only way I got one is through 2 fat packs. One was yesterday, and then I got an auto out of that fat pack. Funny thing is, my dad bought the Chase Meredith card. My dad bought it off me for $10.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, yeah, because it's gonna sell it on eBay. My dad's like, yeah, I'll buy that off you for $10 right now. I was like, here, okay, cool.
Right. Yeah, it's like me with Series 1. I can never get a Colson Montgomery card for some reason, and I opened a hobby box, multiple blasters, a bunch of those mega boxes that had like the little Funkos. I spent a lot of money on Series 1 and not yet to get a Colson Montgomery card.
And I'm over here like having like a bunch in one spot. I'm like, Jason, you want to?
I'm like, bro, he's like one of the cards that I'll probably actually put in my PC because he's a White Sox guy, and I have none of his cards. It was like, what is going on? I might just buy a base card at this point. It was dumb.
Yeah, which is weird though overall, because his cards like the base cards went for $5 online, and then I feel like part of me I'm hoping part of me is that, like it's like a freaking short print, and then he, like Topps didn't tell anybody like yeah we didn't print enough of his cards, so whatever you cards you got of him is actually a short print. I'm like oh sick,
That'd be cool.
but
Yeah, I'll probably have to
overall,
pick up a card. I think I'm done with opening with Heritage, to be honest.
Jason though.
I think I'm gonna hold off till like Chrome or like other stuff comes out. Cause yeah, Heritage designs are alright, to be honest, but
There is no Heritage Chrome either, so don't worry,
no, I'm
Jason.
just saying baseball, just any baseball Chrome or Series 2 when it comes out.
Jason's like, I'm not buying Heritage ever again.
Yeah, I think I'm done with Heritage. Other experiences, I just got an offer for a lot.
Not bad.
That Blackout log, I like 85 cards of just random duplicates I got from that set.
Mm.
I had it at $50. They offered 40. I'm still not sure if I'm gonna accept it or not.
Jason likes blackout cards.
They're not like the best players. I think the best player it wasn't the best, but $40 for 85 cards. I don't know.
Damn.
They're not the best players. They're just a bunch of bums, to be honest.
Do you want to complete it though?
Well, it's like I'll probably sell those cards and then buy more cards.
There is a satisfaction of filling up your checklist, because when I did it for NBA hoops, because I had a bunch of like because NBA hoops is cheap at the time, and I did finish it. And when I like slapped the binder, I'm like, at least I finished it.
Yeah, I'm like 60 away. So if I sell like that 85 card lot, probably get like $30 back
Just waiting
after
for somebody
fees
to
and everything.
offer Jason like a bunch of blasters of the blackout, and he's like, I just need like a couple cards. I don't need to buy the blasters.
Yeah.
But
So I'm thinking
yeah.
about it. I don't know. Just gotta think it through. Anything else, Alex?
Yes, last thing. You could buy hobby boxes from Lids. Tops. Oh yeah, freaking when Jason sent me that 20% off hobby and certain things, that was not true, by the way.
No, that was a lie.
That was a lie. Went to the one in Aurora, because in the future, if you guys do want to buy a hobby box in person and you don't want to go to a card shop, because card shops do scalp the fuck out of it, because the guy
That makes no sense. That's another episode.
Yeah, but that's another episode. But yeah, the Lid sell boxes. They had a deal, but it was on certain products. So when I asked the guy if this was 20% off, he told me no. But yeah, that bought the last hobby box at the store. Didn't get jack out of it. Yeah, go to Lids to buy boxes. That's easy. Lids, all Lids and fucking what is that other place? Sports place?
Dick's. I wish Dick's had hobby boxes, but yeah,
That'd be sick.
they mostly just hold like megas and like blasters. But yeah, they always have inventory. So if you're ever looking to rip, and they don't upcharge at all, pretty much. Unlike like Myers upcharges a lot.
Yes, Meyer does upcharge a lot. Walmart upcharges a lot. Target keeps the retail. If we go to Walmart, a fucking blaster for the new Prism football is $60.
That's insane. I didn't know that.
And I'm like, and Jason's telling me, yeah, mine's $9. I'm like, where the fuck do you shop at?
Scammers.
Last thing, Lids does offer cheaper prices online for hobby boxes. So, in person, in store, it was $31.35. Online, it was $119 for 2 hobby boxes. So I paid $238, for 2 hobby boxes for me and my dad. So yeah, always check online, especially Lids. You'll find cheaper prices.
Nice. Be a week. We got a lot of nice cards. Can't complain.
Yeah, I would have flipped out if I didn't get that Reggie Jackson.
It's so much money.
I would have been like, Jason, I quit the pod and I no longer want to do this anymore. And I hate you, Jason. Thanks for showing me that Jack Coglione card.
We're up.
That's going to do it for today's episode of Booomin Sports Cards. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to give us a follow on the social and wherever you enjoy podcasts. Stay ripping, stay collecting, and remember the hobby's always booming. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.